Hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me. All right. I'm Kristi and I'm with Junk Journal Boss. Welcome everybody. Let's see. Today we're going to be making another piano hinge, reverse piano hinge journal like we did last time. Last time we did this one using the Skulls and Roses designs. This time we're going to be using the Hello Kitties design. And so I am Kristi. I'm with Junk Journal Boss. We're a family business owned and operated by myself and Ezra, who's in the chat. Hello, Ezra. And like I said, today we're going to be working on a reverse piano hinge project, mini album or mini journal. And then I'll be using something that you guys are already probably familiar with, because last week or the week before, I can't remember which, we did the Hello Kitties folio, which was really cool. But now we're going to use those papers for those people that have a whole bunch, because I know a bunch of you guys have all of the Hello Kitty stuff. You know, you're going to be able to, I'm going to show you how to use it in a different way. Okay, so before I get started, I want to give a shout out to my patrons. Thank you to the Wildflowers and Butterflies, and especially to my Dragonflies, who are on my top tier. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the other day, like I said, we made one of these. This one that I made this morning is sort of a different size than what I'm actually going to do here on the stream, and that's just because I just wanted to use the rest of the chipboard that was left over after I cut out all the stuff for today's project. So that's why that looks smaller, but it's basically the same thing, but it's gonna look a little bit different. And what the heck, you know, you can't see a book made more than once without learning something, right? Okay, so the first things that you're gonna need, I think I'm gonna tell you guys what you're gonna need. And I'm just going to go through it really super quick. And so that is, for the hinge, we need a piece of black cardstock, 2.5 by 9. And we need, for the cover, we need 4.5 by 5.5 pieces of chipboard. And this is just something I got out of like a matte photo paper package. All right, you're going to need a couple of postcards for the front and back. And I am going to use this one for the front, and I believe it's going to be this one for the back. And I'm going to need 2 pieces of paper to cover these pieces of chipboard. For the inside, we're going to need double-sided bifolds, which are like this, and a bunch of those for your book. I'm going to use probably like 2 of these per section, and I'm going to have 6 sections, so I may or may not have enough, but I'll show you what I'll do if I don't. And I'm also going to need a bunch of, probably 6 of these. I like to print these double-sided because they're just going to be like, you know, covers for the bifolds. So all those are going for that, and here's the rest of the bifolds. And then I am going to also need 2 pieces of black cardstock, 3 3/4 by 5, and then all of these little things. These are black, pretty heavy cardstock, 3/8 by 3.5. I need 6 of these. So now that I've gone through that, let's go ahead and get started. And the first measurement, Michelle, you're asking, let me go back, the black cardstock for the hinge. This is going to be 2.5 by 9. And I'll say it again as I come to it. But there's that one. And I'll tell you how to score it as well. Hey, Jackie. Hello, Michelle. Hi, Holly. Welcome, 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 everybody. In case you missed the beginning, I'm Kristi. I'm with Junk Journal Boss. This is a family-owned, family-run business that I run with my son Ezra, who is in the chat. Say hi to Ezra. And yeah, we're just here doing what we love. Okay, so I'm going to take my 2 cover pieces here, and I am going to lay the chipboard on here, and I want to glue it. But these particular pieces are going to be a little trickier since they have lines, and guess what? The lines are on the wrong side for me to actually know. So I'm going to have to eyeball it really carefully when I glue those down. And it shouldn't be a big problem at all, actually. And so these pieces here, the covers, these are 6 by 7 inches, so 6 wide by 7 inches tall. And then these guys here, these are 4.5 wide by 5.5 tall. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and just start gluing. I'm using art glitter glue, but it really clogs up a lot. And if you've been here, you know, and watched me for a while, you know I complain about this glue. I do like it. It's very good glue. I just have a really hard time not having to fight with it because it dries like pretty quickly. I'm gonna try Barely Art. I have used it before and I really liked it better, but I don't know. We're just gonna have to see. Maybe I was just like in the mood to like something better than to like Barely Art better than the art glitter glue. But we're gonna do that. Okay. So I'm just gonna put my glue on there. Now if I were, I'm not going to really worry very much about spreading this all out. I don't find that I'm having too much trouble. I do use 32-pound paper though for these prints, and that's part of the reason why I think it looks nice and it doesn't have all these bubbles on the back. And plus I'm using this I don't know, somebody told me it was called a smooger, but I don't believe that. It's a scraper, I have found out, and I don't know if I'm going to remember that throughout the video, so I may use smooger interchangeably. Okay, so now that I've got these glued here, I'm pretty sure that they're going to look all right, and I can use a, let's see, oh, these are the colors that Misfit Crafter was creating last Halloween, I think it was, or maybe the Halloween before. And so I'm going to use this one. And this is the ultimate book cover guide tool you can grab over at misfitcrafter.com. I don't have my link, but you can go over, I think it's actually misfitcrafterstudio.com, and this is a really cool tool to be able to use. You just put it right over the corner and then you can make your marks. And I'm going to just cut these off really quick. It really kind of makes the measurements a lot better. I always cut, if I try to cut a corner, I'm always doing it crooked. And not that it affects this all very much, but you know, having the right measurements is really helpful in actually doing the folding. It makes it just look nice and neat. So I'm going to use this tool also just to kind of make these folds nice. I don't think it's really for that, but I know that Monique uses it that way, and I'm going to go ahead and do it too, because there's actually a lot of uses for this tool. And they just keep creating more like things to go on it. Let's see. I guess I already made that crease, or score, or fold, whatever you want to call it. And so now I am going to start with the sides this time. I don't think I did that the other day. I talked a little bit about it, I think, but I didn't really do that, but I'm going to do that this time. And I want to make sure to not get too much glue onto the outside of this, because I'm not going to cover the inside of the covers just yet. And I'll show you why. It's actually not going to happen until later. So, alright, so before I press this part down, I am going to kind of, with my thumbnail, I'm just going to press that down and make a score here and sort of press it even inside a little bit. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want these corners to be nice and squared off. If you could see that, they're really nice and squared off. And then I'm going to use the scraper to pull the glue where it needs to go so that everything lays flat. Okay, so I did okay with the lines. It looks pretty great. So I'm happy with that. Got some glue on the outside here. I'm not going to worry. That happens. Oops. I don't like to get glue on my work surface. Okay, hey Amy, welcome, welcome. Today we're making a mini journal with the reverse piano hinge again, but this time we're using Hello Kitties, because I know a lot of you guys bought some of these papers, some of you bought the whole set, and I just wanted to give you something else to do with it and let you see what it actually ends up looking like. I buy so much paper, or digital paper, you guys, that I might use like one teeny little piece of it and never look at it again. And I don't want you guys to pay for stuff that you are just going to use one piece of, or use it for one project. You can use our papers for lots of different projects. Okay, so there are our covers. I'm going to set these aside, and then I am going to begin to work on our hinge. And so I don't know why I find this one a little bit more tricky to describe, but let me just say this, that what you're going to do is you are going to score this at 1.5 2, thank you Ezra, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, and 7.5. Okay, so what that's going to give you is it's going to give you 5 sections, or I mean 6, and those sections are going to hold each of these signatures and cards in. Okay, it's same on both sides. You know, it's like you could do it upside down and it's exactly the same. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Turn this upside down. Mark it at 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. This one looks a little weird. 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5. Okay, so now I am going to go through, and this is a part that I kind of find tricky. So I'm not sure what the easiest way is to do this, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just line each line up on, you know, using the ruler on this workspace here. I'm going to line these up and draw the lines. So I'm going to move the paper, but not the ruler necessarily. I mean, I guess the ruler is gonna move, but I'm just going to put it the same, using the same line. Oh, I think I got that one wrong. I don't like that idea. I'm gonna try something different. I did a weird thing last time, and it worked out pretty well if I could find that tool. Another thing that can be done is, well, I guess that's the same ruler. All right, well, anyway, we'll just go ahead and continue this way. And I just want to make sure that these are actually a 1/2 inch apart, and this is slightly, let's see, this is slightly off. So I'm going to go ahead and make that wider. I'm actually contemplating starting to tape this stuff down, like with blue tape, because I think that would make it a lot easier to create these score lines. And once you create the score lines, like these ones were kind of off, so you know, just be really careful when you measure. I'm just going to go by the top ones, and it'll be okay. This is the 4th time I've made this particular journal, so it's starting to become second nature. And you could use any paper you want to do this. You don't have to use, if you don't have Hello Kitties, that's fine. You can go get it. Ezra just posted the link there. But if you have some paper that you'd like to use, then you know, any journal will look pretty with this one. Or I guess Hello Kitties is not necessarily pretty, it's cute, but any paper will look good using these instructions. But by all means, go grab Hello Kitties because it's a really good set. Okay, so some of my, one of my lines here is off. And so I'm just going to erase that a little bit so I don't get thrown off. And now I'm going to start scoring. And so here we go. I'm using a stylus. I'm using kind of the larger ball side of it. I don't know if you can see that. Sometimes when I use the smaller one, though maybe not with this one, but sometimes I tear the paper doing that. And really all I want to do is score. So I've got them scored, but I want to make sure, because sometimes these can go off, you know, when you're doing a whole bunch of lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the folding, but I also will show you what I like to do along the way to ensure that this comes out, you know, all of these sections come out flush. Okay, so the first one I want to do is, this is going to be the part that is going to be glued to the inside cover, front or back. Actually, let me do it this way, because this has so many pencil lines, I don't really want those to show. So I am going to do a valley, and then a mountain. I hope this language makes sense. And then a valley. So do you see valley, mountain, valley? And mountain, valley. Okay, and so I want to, all the while, I want to make sure that when I'm folding these, that this edge and this edge, that these are all pretty flush, you know? I mean, I don't know about getting it exactly, you know? I suppose you could if you worked at it really, really hard. But just pay attention. This is supposed to be fun. Let's see if that's still looking pretty good. I think so. We might be going a little off here, but not too bad. So if you find that you're going a little bit off, you can just sort of adjust the paper and, you know, push down the fold again just to right it. Mountain, valley, mountain. The mountains fold easier than the valleys do. And then the last one is going to be a valley. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Actually, let me put it all together. And looking at this, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good on this side. So I think we did a good job here. Okay, so now these two sides are the sides that are going to be pasted into the cover, right? And then all of these are going to be the hinges that we're going to be affixing our signatures to. All right, so the folds go like this, for those of you paying attention to all the measurements and stuff. 1.5, oh, I'm sorry. At 1.5, you're going to do a valley, then a mountain, then 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 a valley, and then you're going to come to the end. Okay, so that's pretty easy. And you're going to end with the two valleys. So I'm not going to glue this in right now. I'm just sort of going to keep it around for when I start doing the signatures, because then I'll add them before everything gets glued into the cover. So the next thing to do is to pull together all of the signature stuff. Let's see, all my signatures, side, side. And I think I probably have maybe 6 of these. So I'm going to have to improvise a little bit, which isn't a problem at all. It's just whatever, you know, it happens. So I could have printed more of these. I just didn't want to. So it looks like I have 6. So I'm going to put 1 of these in each of the signatures, and I'm going to cover the signatures, or I guess it's going to be a signature. I'm going to cover it with a piece of cardstock to make that. And then I am going to use some envelopes that I found. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to use those. And I think I'm going to chill on that for a bit. So I'm going to have one bifold, one cover, sub cover, I don't know, it's just a cover to the signature. And then I am going to have one envelope. So there's a couple ways this can go. The way I did it last time was I glued these parts here and then cut this off. I think I could probably glue this down. Oh, I have an idea. Okay. All right. I don't like licking envelopes, guys. So let me fold this, and I think I would like to do these a little bit different, and I'm not committing to the same thing for everything, so I'm fine with that, but I would like to maybe just do a diagonal cut here. And so it looks like that, and then it ends up being like a diagonal pocket. This one's not very straight, but that's okay. Let me just cut a little excess off, and that looks better. I'm going to add this here. And this can hold on to some ephemera. I can glue something on the front to make it look better. It's, you know, whatever I want to do. But before I do that, I want to point out that these bifolds actually print out at about 5 1/8 tall. So I'm just going to cut them down a little bit, but you don't have to do that if you don't care. You can actually also cut these at 5 1/8, which I didn't think about doing. And that might look a little bit better. And that still puts you well under the 5 1/2. So you can get 2 of these out of one sheet of double-sided printed paper. No, maybe I should do it like this. I don't know. I sort of actually like this better. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in there. And then I'm going to come along with some paper clips. And I'm going to clip these together. And I'm going to do that because I'm going to need to have all of the pages in the same place so that the spines, the valleys, all stay together. And you'll see what I mean. Okay, so I think I'll go ahead and just do this one. That way we don't forget. So this is how I'm going to do this. Since this is 5 tall, I want to make a slit in this signature. Oh, there we go. Make a slit in this signature from 1 to 4. And I want to make sure that I get right up against that edge. I'm going to be using an X-Acto knife for that cut. And let's do that now. Because this is going through, like, I don't know, 4 pieces of paper, you might need to do more than one pass. Just do the cuts until it feels like it's gone evenly through. And so what this ends up with is, what you're going to end up with is a slit like that. And the way that's going to work is you are going to, this is really cool because it's no glue. Usually when I'm making a hinge, I'm gluing. And I'm just going to pop the hinge right through. And then I am going to take one of my 3/8 inch by 3.5, and I'm going to thread that right into the hinge. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And it's going to hold these papers in, and it's going to hold it onto the hinge. Now, you're going to want to be really careful not to make the slits too much bigger than 3, you know, and the reason why I do them 3 and this is only cut, you know, to 2.5 tall, is because I want to be able to adjust it if I need to. But if I adjust it, sometimes these guys will come out. So you can make the decision if you want to make the slits a little bit smaller, or you want to match the sizes, you know, the size of the slit to the size of, or the width of the hinge. I'm just going to keep doing it this way. I like it that way. It works for me. Okay, so there's one. That's the first signature goes inside of here. And that's the first one I'm going to see. I might change my mind later. No, I probably won't change my mind later, as a matter of fact. I probably could, but I don't think I will. Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. I do that sometimes, and, you know, it's the way it is. Okay. So now I'm going to take my second piece of cardstock. These are 5 by 8. Again, you can make these, you know, 5 1/8 by 8. And I'm just going to take a second to just go ahead and cut these down. And then I'm just going to go ahead and just be assembling. I'm going to stop talking. Well, maybe I'll stop talking. I'm going to stop teaching, and I'll probably tell you about what I'm reading or listening to while I do that. Does anybody lick envelopes anymore? If they do not, I can see why. I can't remember the last time I licked envelopes, you know, more than one at a time. I think even if I give a greeting card, which I almost never do, I just tuck the tops of the envelope in. I just don't like the taste. It's not good. It works better if you have, you know, if you use a large piece of scissors, a large scissor to cut this in just one cut. It's going to be straighter than if you don't. So one of the things that I like to do a lot is to make things in bulk. And you can ask Ezra. I've always kind of been a bulk person, you know. I'm not bulky, but I have been that too. But just, you know, I like to do things in bulk. So I am going to do this the way I would do it on like a Mega Make Monday or something. And yeah, I'll just do it all one at a time. That one's orange. I'll go this way. So I am still, this is funny, or maybe it's not, I don't know. I am actually in the middle of watching it part 1. I'm also listening to the audiobook and watching videos. There's this YouTube channel that I like to watch, and it's called something like I don't know what it is, but what the guy does is he actually, it reminds me of like fan fiction or something, but it's not really. Um, it's like he has all the information about the story he is covering, and he will actually do like a little radio type show around that information. So if he is telling the story about the city of Derry, which is, this is what I'm listening to, is his videos on all about the history of Derry. And so he will like do this radio type show, and he'll give the information that's in the books and everything, and then he will also like quote unquote interview people from that city, or like the townspeople or whatever, or somebody that was maybe involved with something that happened, so that they can tell their account. And it's really interesting. Sometimes I can get lost in those stories, and I always wonder, it always makes me super curious whether if he's telling, the right stories, or if he's just like making stuff up. But that's kind of what leads me to like watch the movie, read the audiobook, or listen to the audiobook, and also listen to those videos. So it's just whatever I feel like each day with each book. And it helps me get a pretty firm handle, because in Stephen King books, the whole universe, is, so much of it is connected. So it's just really fun. Yucky. So let's see. All right, these are looking pretty good. And so you can see that I'm doing pretty much the same thing each time. And this saves time, so that I don't have to go from instruction to instruction. I'm kind of like in the zone, right here, because right now I'm just putting together the signatures and clipping them all together, getting them ready for when I'm going to cut the slits in it. Let's see, do I have one? I got an orange one, gray striped, another orange one, so I'll do this one like this. So what really helps me a lot when I'm doing a project like this, and it's going to sound expensive, but it's what I do, is I actually print the papers on, let's see, 4 or 5, okay. I print the papers on the digitals on cardstock and on 32-pound paper, and then I also will print them double-sided, and if I need to, which is usually the case, I'll print them single-sided as well. So that's a lot of ink, so I'm not going to tell you that you have to do that. It does make it a lot easier, and if you make something like ephemera or something out of the scraps that you have left over, then you're doing a mega make, right? And ensuring that you're going to have stuff that matches whenever you use that paper. So I really like that. Except that my mega make containers are just so full, because I've been doing it now for Make Mondays now for, gosh, since the beginning of August. So I've got 9 weeks worth of stuff that, I'm practicing to make and all that, so I can bring that, to those live streams. And it's just really fun, really, really fun. And I've always been a trash to treasure person, but it really is giving me a different way to look at even the smallest scraps that I have. Sometimes I'm in the mood to save all those and use them right away. Sometimes I'm not, but if I don't want to use them right away, I usually will just get rid of them. But one of these days I'd really love to make paper. And so it'd be kind of fun to put together, like say all these scraps that are these colors, and make a pulp out of that. I don't know. Maybe it would just all be muddy. It might just all be muddy, and that can happen too. But hey, I didn't say I was an expert at that. I have done it before, and it's fun. But it takes a lot of space. All right, here we are, last envelope. And so you'll have a set of pockets for each signature. You can use them that way, or you can do something different with them. You can even cut them this way. I'm just, for continuity's sake, I'm just doing them this way this time. Then they could be side tucks. And that's pretty cool too. Just depends on how you want to use it, I'm probably going to put ephemera inside the pockets. Just the kind that is tall and skinny. Tall and skinny ephemera. Oh, thanks, Ezra. Yeah, Make Mondays happen every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific. It's really fun. Usually I teach a project or 2 or 3, depending on what I have time for, that you can take away and go sit in front of the TV or listen to your audiobook or whatever and just make a whole bunch of them. All right, we don't make a whole bunch inside of there, at least I don't, because I'm teaching, but there are always projects that are simple enough that you can make a lot of them in the same sitting. Okay, so again, cutting 1 inch to 4 inch. Hello. The natives are getting restless over here. Is that a bad saying? I should just say the dogs. The dogs are getting restless over here. It's their dinner time. And by they, I mean Bella. Bella knows. And she doesn't have any problem letting us know when it's time for us to get up and feed her. Grab a sip of my water. Okay. All right, these are working out pretty good. I have to say that if you're going to use an X-Acto knife, make sure that you have it doesn't have to be a fresh blade, it just needs to be a sharp one, because otherwise it'll just chew up the paper. I did that with the other one that I made earlier today. So there's a couple places that I can see where it doesn't look good. But you know, these journals are, you know, definitely wow pieces. You know, people that don't do this don't really, they think it's like, you know, miracle work or something. You made that? Yep, I made that. All right, so now I'm going to start putting in all of the signatures, and I'm threading them through the slit, putting them in here, just kind of pressing the center down so that I have enough space to put this in. And this one I think I cut a little bit too wide. It's okay. All right, so let me start taking the paper clips off once I have the actual item or the signature in. And I'm going to make sure I'm not putting anything in upside down, as can absolutely happen while I'm live streaming. Looks like I'm missing some of my little, oh, here they are. Bring all of you over here. Okay. So one of the things inside of the Hello Kitties set that I haven't really talked about very much is, you know, the haunted house cards, and I really like them, but there's not enough to make it a whole theme, but I thought it would be really cool to use them in these books for the covers. Because there's a lot of houses, like haunted houses in the background of the kitties and everything like that. But I kind of wanted to showcase that a little bit in these books, because I showcase the kitties pretty much all the time when I do these projects. All right. So remember I told you before that I like to be able to adjust these so they can be flush. That's the reason why I cut the slits 3 inches so that I can adjust these so it will look nice and neat. Okay, go. And it gets a little tight doing this, but it's not bad. So we had a little rooster hanging around. I don't know if he's still hanging around out there, but the next door neighbors have, I don't think I've ever talked about this before, but the next door neighbors have like a whole, I don't know, I guess I can't really say. It's not a whole chicken farm, but it is enough chickens that we hear them pretty much 24/7. And, you know, we're not big complainers or anything like that. You know, everybody moves out to the area we live, you know, so that they can have, you know, space and freedom and all that kind of stuff, you know. So it's not unusual for people to have a lot of animals, chickens, whatever. I might have to cut another one of these. I don't know where that last one went. So, anyways, every once in a while, a little rooster will get out, or a chicken, a little hen, you know. And they're so cute. And I have no idea, you know, have you ever tried to chase a chicken around? They don't like to be caught unless they're very, they had been handled a lot when they were young. And like when you have a lot of chickens, you know, unless you're sitting out there all day long, you know, holding chickens, you know, they're not going to be very friendly. You know, they don't have to be like chewing your arm off or anything, but you know, they're scared. So, anyways, I'm not going to chase a chicken around, right? But they're so cute because they look around. They're like as if they want to come in or something into our yard. And you know what? I'm kind of tempted, but I know where they belong, so I would never take somebody's chicken. Although, are you guys on the edge of the seat for this story? Actually, I used to have 6 chickens, and but I didn't have a rooster, you know, because I wasn't in it to breed, really. I don't think I was ready to do that. But what ended up happening is there was a rooster at the house behind us, and that rooster, what was his name again, Ezra? Prince? I think his name is Prince. And he would always look at my girls from, you know, the other side of the fence. Eventually he figured out how to get over the fence, and his poor family was like so apologetic, like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, or whatever, you know. He just sees a flock that he wants to protect, I guess. Well, long story short, he ended up living with us for quite a while, and he got to take care of our flock of chickens. Nobody really had any babies or anything like that, which is okay, but I would have been open to that. But it was just a nice, happy family after that. I mean, I guess it was a nice, you know, poly family. All right, so next thing I'm going to do, now that I have all this in, let's take a look at it really quick, and this is what it ends up looking like. These signatures, they are going to lay flat somewhat. Oh yeah, it looks like they're pretty good. Each one will lay flat, but if you have, it gets a little crowded is what I'm trying to say, inside of a reverse piano hinge. So if you want to have, if you want to remove, would like to remove the signature from the book, all you have to do is pull this out, this part here. But I'm going to leave these in right now since I just got them in. And now we're going to, oh wait, let's not do the cover yet. Now we're going to cover the inside here. And I am going to use some of these that I printed, only single-sided, because I don't want to waste the ink that way, right? So I think I'm going to put this girl here because she's so cute. That's okay, Ez. Yeah, Prince. And so we're going to just give this a polished look by adding her right there. Let's make sure that she's as straight as I can get her, but I think the glue already kind of dried. That's okay, it looks good. It does look really good. And so for the back, let me pull these out of here. That's part of the problem of what it was feeling like bulky or whatever because of those paper clips. All right, so I'm going to glue this one, and this is also going to be good for holding this, catching this in the book itself, you know, so it all is going to stay together better. All right, so there we go. And now it's time to do the front and the back. And so for the back, I think I was going to do this one. Yeah, this one actually looks perfect for the back of this one. So this is going to be my front, and this is going to be my back, and there's my little haunted house on the back. So I'm going to do the back first. And basically, let me set you aside. Basically, I'm going to put this together. Oh, I don't know if I have any more that I didn't print on the other side. Oh well, I guess I'm going to have to go against my rule, just for the sake of covering or making the cover. Sometimes it happens that way. Okay, so what's cool about this set is that I don't find that I have to ink the edges very much. I can if I want to, you know, and I do want to make sure to recommend that if you have like little, let's see, if you have little parts like this that's showing ever so slightly the white, you can always just come in with this, with the distress ink, and cover that up. If you have a lot of it, don't glue anything until you cover all that up. Okay, so this is the back. This guy wants to stay open. And we'll center this on the back. Now it looks super cute. I really just love this book. This whole design, you know, is really cool. I just love it. So for the front, I'm going to glue the black piece directly onto the front because I'm going to do something different with the top piece. And if you were here on Wednesday, then you know, unless you just don't remember, unless you're like me and your rememberer doesn't remember everything. In which case it'll be all new to you and you'll be like, oh my gosh, that's so new. All right, so now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put some of these, which I have an overabundance of. I'm going to put these on the back because then it'll create like a raised look and it looks really cool. And it's so simple. It's just such a simple thing. And I like to put some in the middle so that none of the card, like, you know, gets bowed in the middle or anything. Bowed? Anyways, I think you probably know what I mean. It doesn't cave in. Okay, I don't like these to be so close to the edge because then I have to cut some of it off. All right, so now I want to not press really hard because I don't want the ink to come off because I printed with a laser printer. So that happens. Sometimes the toner comes off, but overall I just prefer that. Okay. Oops. All right. Now I'm going to just, to the best of my ability, I am going to center this. And I don't want to really press it down until I've got it right. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to maybe do this with a piece of paper so it stays intact. And this looks really cool. What do you guys think? This is the one I made earlier. And then this is the one I made just now. This one's a little bit thinner, like I told you. But I love this project. It's so easy to make. It took me an hour to make it, not counting all the fussy cutting or the, I guess it was fussy sort of cutting. Maybe I was just fussy. Anyways, that's that. And the fact that I have some time left, I'm going to use some of the scraps to make some other things that I can use in this book and perhaps put inside of the pockets. So, yeah. I'm going to take a moment to clean up a little bit because otherwise it's a whole disaster. And believe it or not, if I do this, I still do have like kind of a big mess. Thank you, Michelle. Thanks, Ezra. I really like it. I think it's just such a cute journal, you know. And I especially just love this. Okay, I think these are all just envelopes, scraps, with just a little bit of skinny printed papers. So we can get rid of those. And then I've got a few more. All right. So these little pieces are really cool, you know, to use for belly bands or whatever you might want. I like to make washi tape. So I'm going to do that really quick. And I have a few sets of, or rolls of different kinds of tape. I have a lot of like mounting tape and, you know, double-sided tape, just different measurements of it. And it's just what I've collected. You just use what you have, you know, and do it how you want. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use the black side, which means that I am going to put the tape on this side. And it's not true washi tape, you know that, right? It's just, it can be used that same way. And this is just the beginning of what I'm going to do with it. I know these are like they're not super decorative, but they can be, and they will be at some point. When I do Mega Make Mondays, I like to leave things pretty plain because, you know, when I make any kind of project, I want to be able to just pick stuff out and not go, oh, this is Halloween themed, you know. by, you know, putting pumpkins or something on this, unless I'm going to immediately use it, like in this book or whatever. But I'm not. Not all of these anyhow. I'm going to cut off just this little teeny bit right here. Does anybody have plans for the weekend? My plans? I am going to rest, and I am going to play Fortnitemares. Because that's what I want to do. And because I haven't really gotten too much time to play during the week. I'm doing a lot of crafting during the week, which is super fun, and listening to books and things like that. So, you know, Fortnite has sort of taken a back seat. I tend to really only play it during the night, except on Saturdays, because that's my day. It's my rest day. It looks pretty good. And so you might have noticed I'm not really inking anything today. And, you know, it's all good. Look at the skinnier tape. I often do use the ink. Oh gosh, do I want orange or do I want this black and white? I probably have. Let's see, maybe I can. Oh, I could do the orange on this one. Yeah, okay. That settles it. Although I think I might like this orange a little bit better than the other one. But that doesn't mean I won't have some scraps. I'll have all sorts of scraps, so it really kind of doesn't matter. It's not really a problem to solve, you know? I'm always wanting to solve a problem, you know, that doesn't have to exist, you know. And one of the things I've learned over the past few years is that one thing is I don't have to solve every problem when I become aware of it, which is so cool, because that's a really good way for me to become overwhelmed. And the other thing is, oh, and the thing I say about that is, that's not a problem I want to solve right now. And that's okay. And, I don't know, it makes me feel good. I'm going to clean this surface off, because I don't want any glue on my stuff. It's got a weird feel on it. Yeah, there it is. That's a cool thing about having a glass cutting mat. Or craft mat or whatever. I don't really know what they'd be called, because it's not necessarily a mat, but it is kind of. Yeah, that's the cool thing about having this, is that it could be cleaned so easily. And I love it. All right. Let's keep working. I don't think I have a gray one, so maybe I'll go with the gray one. Yeah. Thinking about what I could do with those triangles, you know, the corners that I was cutting off of the cover paper. Aha! Look what I found. This is the orange I like better than the stripies. I think this one's really cool. It kind of has a look of, you know, distress, a look of leather, kind of orange leather, which doesn't sound very appealing, but I don't know, I like this paper. All right. Let's see what I could do with the triangles. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to use these, you know, kind of like this, just to put, you know, on here. But it looks really kind of plain. But I do like it. I don't know if I have enough, though, for all of the envelopes, so I would have to have something like 12. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How do I have 11? Come on. Okay. Oh, guess what? 12. Found it. I found it. Okay, so these might be different sized triangles, but let's hope they're not. It won't matter anyway. Oh, I know what I could do to head that off at the pass, though. I'm gonna do this, find the ones that are the same size and the same color. Okay. All right. And if they're not all, you know, it's totally fine. It can actually be they can be cut down. Okay. Okay, so I got 4 of these sets, and then I'm going to have 2 of these sets. All right, I feel like I like that. I'm going to start with these ones here, but what I'll do is I'll put the 90-degree angles and cut a new hypotenuse for each one so that they are kind of mirror each other. That's a little Jack Skellington-esque, all of these stripy papers. I really like them a lot. I love that vibe. The stripes vibe. So when you get these papers, they are not going to have, they're not going to have like these distress look. That's just my printer. And I don't really mind the distressed look, you know. It doesn't bother me. But I just want you to know that when you get those, they're not going to look like that. if the neighbor's getting a new horse. Or maybe taking their horse somewhere. They have such a pretty horse. And the horse just drives the dogs crazy. I don't know. Oh, you guys. Ezra, do you remember when we first moved here? There were some ostriches that lived across the road. They're so cute. Crazy cute. I forgot all about that. I wish they would come back. It's kind of like the Wild West out here, guys, where we live. You know, people just have all kinds of different weird animals and stuff. I guess they're not as weird as some people would like them to be, though. Yes, they're so cute. And I always wanted to touch them, but their beaks looked kind of intimidating. So I figured I better leave them alone. Kind of a fun place to live, though, in some ways. So I'm carrying my diagonals, diagonal vibe through. Let's do these guys. Well, I'm not really teaching anything. Just want to let you guys know that you can join our Patreon. If you join, when you join, you get a new product, an exclusive product each month, as well as 4 Mega Make Monday sessions. And yeah. Our highest tier is the Dragonflies, so that's when we mention your name and give you all the kudos. If you'd like to have your name mentioned, that is the tier for you, and that's actually the tier that has, you know, most of, quite a high number of our members. A very popular tier. I think it's probably because they get lifetime access to the videos for that. So that's always nice because, you know, whenever the projects come out, I don't know if, I think that Amy does them when they come out, but I think a lot of people don't. You know, they save their projects for, you know, another time or whatever. And so that way they have time to watch the video and come back to it whenever they want to. I got these new noise canceling earbuds, so I have this my fan on, and I can usually hear it like more than I want to, and I am not hearing it at all. I'm really surprised. It really makes it easier to keep my attention, my focus. Alright, so now I've got those in, and I just made them decorative. I didn't make them tucks. I didn't want to because we already have this up here. So let me look through Well, let's see. What can I use these washies for? I can use them to bring in like accents of other colors if I want. So last time when I was talking about this, I was making a note that these little folders are larger or more wide than the bifold pages. And the reason why I did it this way again is because I really love the way it looks. There's like total, you know, like this is one color, then you open it up and you've got this color in there, and then the contrast. It's just cool. I just like it a lot. So I wanted to leave it that way, and also because I love to decorate the edges of pages. So I'm going to maybe do that a little bit here. You know, on these. Actually, let's see. I mean, I have these, and they're double-sided, and I'd have to break the rules. Oh no. I don't know if I could do that. But if I want to, I can use these to decorate the inside of these if I want. Here, like on these folders. But I think this time I'm going to just use some of these colors to possibly, you know, bring some interest in. But truth of the matter is that I want to use some ribbon. So I'm going to pull out my jar of stuff, of scraps, and see if I've got anything orange, black, oh, that's blue, and or anything that would look nice in that. Oh, I found an orange, so that's good. Let me look through this and see if you guys see anything that looks like it would match. I think some of the white would match, you know, and so I'm just going to put all the white aside. I don't really know if I'm going to use all or any of it, but you know, just for the sake of doing fun things. This is like such a light, super light orange. Sometimes I like to use like really weird shades of colors. Oh, this is cool. This one's like black and orange and white. Hard to see, but it is. It's really cool. Oh, here's more. Nice. So all of these weird little ribbons and stuff that I got, they are, I got them at Hobby Lobby, and it was just like a bag of ribbons. It was like $5 or something, and it was super worth it because there's a lot of cool things in here. And I need to start using them because my jar is too full. And so it needs to have a little of my stuff used. I have kind of a lot of mustards and yellows and tans, which are nice. This one is orange and black. That's cool. I'm going to put that aside also and just see what I can do with these. I think I already got a piece of that. Ooh, look at this. It doesn't match, but it's so weird. I do have some black that's actually a lot more full than this, but anyway, that's fun. I think I'm going to pull these out since it looks like I'm having a lot of cool matches here. Isn't this cool, you guys? I got this off of I deconstructed a shirt. Is that how you say that? But anyways, I deconstructed a shirt of my mom's that I really loved the fabric. And normally I would have just kind of, threw all the excess away, but I actually took the whole thing apart and pulled off some really cool pieces that are going to look really good in a junk journal. I think I found pretty much all that is going to I think that's it. But I kind of did get a kind of a big pile. Do you guys do this? Do you guys save like your scraps and your some of your ribbons and stuff in the jar? It's really fun because there's always something, Alright, so now I've got my little washi tapes. Put that back in the drawer. And I think I might spruce up some of these washi tapes. Alright. I really, really like Brick Rack. My mom used to use it a lot when she made my clothes. So I kind of have like happy feelings about it. So we can do it there. Can do it here. I don't like that so much. I don't like that so much. I think I want to do it on this one. So, just gonna put a little piece of glue. I'm just gonna put a little piece of glue down. Try to get it as straight as I can. I know I didn't get my glue that straight, but because of the shape, I think it's gonna be okay still. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm going to let it sit for a minute, and then I'll probably go over it with my smoocher. Yeah, but not right now because I'll just tear the whole thing off of there. And that's not very pleasant. I don't want to ruin it. This is a really cool ribbon. Hey, if I turn it over, it kind of looks, let me bring you guys in a little closer. It kind of looks cool on this side too. I think it's still cooler on this side though. So I can add that there, and I really like the way this looks. The match is pretty great. And that not so much. This one actually looks kind of neat. I like it. It's kind of messes with your eyes though. Maybe this one. I mean, this one actually looks pretty okay too. It just depends on what kind of look you're going for, but I do like it for sure on this one. Is that the one? I think that is the one, but let me see. Okay. No, that was the one I didn't like. Okay. I think I'll put some of it on this one. Michelle says, I normally make, the projects soon after you release them, except lately moving has thrown me a little off. Yeah, we could do that, for sure. For sure. That's why there's that option to just have access, for life. Or for the life of the video. It feels so weird to say, for life. Whose life? Because if I get lifetime access to something, I want it until the end of my life. Anyways, no, you get access to it as long as it exists. And so and at this rate I don't really delete anything, so you might be able to pass your access down to your children. Woohoo for them, huh? Anyways, so that looks pretty cool. I like that. I do like this still. Let me use the roundy part of the smoocher and just kind of do that. I like this. I like these so much. Alright. So there we go. La, la, la. So I don't really have enough of this, but somebody gave me an idea the other day. I can't remember who it was, but I ended up trying it with my double-sided black ribbon, and I'm going to do it again this time. And what that is I am going to cut this in half lengthwise. And I never wanted to do that with this kind of ribbon, but a precious person, God bless him, gave me this idea. Maybe you're here. If you are, speak up. Because I want to thank you personally. I never wanted to do this because this kind of ribbon really frays a lot. So the fix is that you use a lighter and you just kind of burn the edge there. You don't start the thing on fire, you just burn the edge. Hi Jaretta, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody say hi to Jaretta. I don't know what is on here that feels weird. Doesn't seem to be glue. So today, right now, I'm making a little bit of washi tape out of scraps that I got from the journal that I just made. And so I had some time left and wanted to just make some ephemera for this book. Now, there is a lot of ephemera, you know, with this, all of the Hello Kitties stuff, but I really do like to, I really do like to use things that I would normally throw away, you know, for some of the ephemera, because it's how I roll. I just like doing it. Ow. Okay, so now I think, so I've got this one, this little scrap here, and I want to cover these. And what I've done so far is added some double-sided tape onto the back of these scraps, and now I'm just going to you know, do some stuff with it. So the lines aren't, I don't know, I could probably cut these down a little bit. It's not really perfect, and you know me, I'm not super into perfection, but I do kind of like it when I'm doing like one of these pristine ones with no ink and, you know, not a whole bunch of stuff that looks, oh, thank you, Jaretta, stuff that looks a little less eclectic. Yes, don't forget to give a thumbs up, you guys. Like this video if you like it. I mean, don't like it if you hate it. But I'm guessing that the fact that you're here, you know, just means that you're liking it. So thank you. All right. So I think what I'm going to do here, this is going to be a little different. I'm going to go ahead and put a bead of glue down the bottom edge. And I'm going to take the clean edge, you know, the one I didn't cut, and I'm going to lay this down here like that. And I know I'm going to like this. This is going to be a good thing. Okay, so let me try to make these as straight as I can, you know, just to get the uniformity right. And there's another little piece here. And I'm not worrying too much about what the top edge looks like yet, because I have an idea. I don't really love that it's kind of crooked. So what I'm going to do here is just use this bottom edge. Let's see if I can scoot some of this over a little bit. Use the bottom edge. It looks neat, right? As long as I can get these a little straighter. And then, oh, this is actually working. Oops, I'm actually just kind of running it along this to get it to be straight. So anyway, that's cool, that works. And then I might use something like this here. I'm not sure if it's going to be this, because it almost looks a little too bright, you know, for this. Maybe something a little bit less bright, but still matching. This one looks too small. Well, is it this? Ooh, maybe it is this. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's see. All right, I'm going to set that aside for a minute while I'm thinking. And if you guys come up with any bright ideas, throw them out there. I want to know. I think I didn't like the way this one looked, so I think I'm going to go with something weird like this. Oh, I missed DJ's live stream the last couple weeks, because last week I thought it was like at 3 my time, but it's actually 9 my time. And then I thought about it this morning, and I'm like, I don't want to miss that again. And you know, I promptly forgot about that. So I need to go catch that. Oh, internet issues? Okay. I think I'm okay. Aw. Yeah. I really like her streams. I really like all the people. It's a jolly bunch over there. I think this looks okay. Some parts could be a little bit straighter. Wait a minute. I think I didn't fix it. I actually made it a little worse. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Well, yeah, if it poops out on you, that's okay. Oh, sorry. I hope you can have a better evening. Jaretta, that's a bummer. I don't like awful days. At least it's Friday, right? So I really like this whole lighter thing because it actually creates a situation here that this can be flush. Well, with this kind anyways. I think this still needs something, you know, like along the edges, but I think it's a good start. And I think I was liking, oh, hold on, let me use this one. I think I was liking this on here. Hey, stop this. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. Some of the thicker ribbons that I pulled out, I think, are just going to have to be used in a different way. Aw, you didn't get to go to Michael's. That's a bummer. I feel ya. That's probably one of the only stores, that and, you know, Hobby Lobby, that I even want to, that I'm happy to go to. I'm pretty much a homebody, so you know, but I will get out and go to the craft store. I really like that Michael's does that thing where you can order online and then just go pick it up. Kind of dig that. No shipping. Go run other errands. Go by there, grab your craft stuff. All good. Okay, so I've got one more to do, and a half, I guess. I think I kind of might know what to do with this. I think I liked the way this one looked on here, so maybe this would look okay. Because it's going to still allow, yeah, I think I do like this. Oh, wait a minute though. Wait a minute. Okay. Give me your votes. It's either going to be the Rick Rack or this looks like a snake. The snaky ribbon. I need to know what you think. Y'all are getting away with too much when I'm asking your opinion. Everybody vote. Rick Rack or snaky ribbon? I'm gonna wait. And let me work on whatever that other one is. Here it is. Right here. Rick Rack. Yeah. Oh, this one. The snaky one, Michelle? Okay. You guys, you know what time it is, right? Bella knows what time it is. Bella really knows what time it is. Okay. Put in your votes. Put in your votes. Put a purple heart for the snaky one, and put a green heart for the Rick Rack. I already have your votes, Michelle and Jaretta, so I know what you. But purple heart or green heart? Come on, it's just a heart. I sort of like this mini Rick Rack. It's just so cute. My mom always used that the big Rick Rack. You know, I don't think we had mini Rick Rack back then. So, anyways, okay. Thank you, Ezra. That's another one for the Rick Rack. The Rick Racks are winning. Excuse me. I hope you guys did not hear that. But if you did, I'm human. Thanks, Michelle. All right. I know I've got 2 purple hearts, 1 green. All right. my gosh, there's 15 of you guys. Come on. I'm going to give you just about, I don't know, 15 more seconds. And then I am going to choose. But I do like both of these. This looks almost too clean for this. And this might look... This dang ribbon looks pretty good on everything. But, see, here's the size rickrack my mom used to use. Big old rickrack. All right. Jackie, we're trying to figure out, I'm taking votes on what kind of material embellishment I'm going to do. And so on here, I'm taking votes for rickrack, purple hearts, or green heart for the snaky ribbon. I don't know what kind of ribbon it's called, but anyways, give me your vote. Mini rickrack or the snaky ribbon. All right. What this would look like in here. I really do love this ribbon. I wish I had more of it. I think I'm just going to go with it. I just love this ribbon so much. Super simple ribbon. I don't know if I've seen snaky ribbon. Okay, so I got 2 purples and 2 greens. Hearts, so I'm gonna have to break the tie, and I'm so sorry to the green people. The green people. I'm gonna go with this rickrack, but only because I really like rickrack. That was not a straight line. Okay. See what we got here. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I got the snaky ribbon on at least one other right here. So here's all the little rickracks that I made, and they're still not finished, right? Because I don't know how I'm going to use them yet. So I mean, I do know that I want to use some of them as page edges, so let's see. Oh, this looks really cool. I really like that. Do you guys like it? Blue heart if you like it. No blue heart if you don't. Because we say nice things, right? I actually like it. I am going to go with it. So, and I'll get that snaky ribbon in. Jackie, I'll get it. Thanks, Ezra. I love this. I just think it looks really good. And I'm not inking any edges or anything, you know. So, thanks, Michelle. I think that looks really cool. Cool. I like it. So little by little, I'm just doing, you know, embellishments here and there. So this could be like a belly band later. Oh, you know what? I just put glue on the back of this. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. And it actually already had. Okay, well, anyway, it's sticking well, so no problem. So I think it would be cool to use, you know, that somewhere. I'm not sure where. But I am not forgetting about this ribbon right here. This is a really cool ribbon. So it's like orange and it's got just a little bit of black stitching. Orange and white with some black stitching. This side's even kind of cool. It looks like they're just little polka dots, but I like this side better. I'm kind of wondering if this would be like a cool thing to put on the front, as long as it didn't cover up our cute little house. I don't know. I'm not sure that I like that. Orange heart if you like it, if you think I should put a ribbon. You can always do it this way too. Just like that. So, anyways, I'm not sure of it, so. Okay. Thanks for playing my game with me, you guys. I like this too. That is really cool looking, huh, Jackie? This snaky ribbon. I do like it. I think it looks really good right here because it brings in, oh, in the corner. Okay, cool. All right. This brings in the orange where there's no orange on this page, so I think that's really cool. Other option is I can actually use it on the envelope like that. Pretend that's not here, you know. So there's a couple ways I can use that, and I won't forget that I also have these sides to actually decorate. So this is also a possibility, but it looks a little plain still yet. Yeah, maybe if I made a smaller bow though. It could be because of the thickness of this. Let's see. But maybe if I made a smaller bow, it might look less like it's taking over the world. Let's see. Okay, how about like this? And then I can kind of just, you know, wrinkle it up like that a little bit. Still too big? Good? What do you guys think? Yeah. Yes, I like these kitties. The orange on the white when I turned the page. I'm not sure what you mean, but thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So, I really do like this here. Oh, okay. Hang on, I think I'll have some of this left over to work with. So we're winding down, and I'm going to say goodbye soon. I want to make sure to, again, give a thanks to my Dragonflies, and give a put up the shout out our weekly schedule is Wednesdays and Fridays here on YouTube, and here's the times. And then if you would like to participate in Mega Make Mondays, you'll want to go over and join the Patreon, and you will get access to 4 of these each month. If you want to connect with us, you can follow our Facebook page. It's just at Junk Journal Boss pretty much everywhere. Here on YouTube, you can subscribe and turn your notifications to all, and you will always get, the notification. I mean, if YouTube is consistent with that. Or you can go over to Etsy, and we would love it if you would favorite our shop, only if you like our stuff, and favorite the items that you like. That would be really helpful because, everything runs on an algorithm right now. And, the more activity, the more engagement, the more the algorithms are going to show us to other people. Okay, is it this on here or like on here? Is that what you meant? I'm thinking you're thinking this on this side here. I'm not sure though. I definitely want to make more of these strips though. These are so cool, and they're just tiny little pieces of ribbon and scrap. I don't know. Maybe I don't know, I get giddy about these little teeny things. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and play around with this a little bit more and see where I like things. I do like this here. Oh, okay. Well, then let me put that. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and put it there, and then I'll probably add something up here maybe, or something like that. Or I can put it up here and then add something to the bottom, which might be a better idea. So let me do that. Because it's more likely I'll be able to put something down here than up here. And still have it look good. So let me just all right. Okay, very cool. And then I'm going to find something to put here. Probably won't be this, but this is kind of what I was talking about. That actually doesn't look terrible, but don't worry, I'm not lighting it on fire. All right, so it's 7 Pacific time now. I'm gonna hop off and go prepare some dinner and chill out, and probably play some Fortnite tonight. Thanks a lot for being here, everybody. I really appreciate you, and I will talk to you